Bundle and save. Your internet provider does it, your cable, phone. What they try to do is they try to get you to buy more services by offering a bigger discount with the more you purchase. Do you guys do that? Do you guys offer lawn service, but then will offer a discount if they do weed fertilization and they sign up for a program, or if they do, spring and fall cleanup and they prepay in advance and you get a contract on the line, or however you can take your services, wrap them together and offer a little bit of a discount. It's called bundling and saving. I'm going to do that today with you. I'm going to take you with me on a meeting. See this retaining wall right here? We built this wall a couple of years ago, and this is actually covering up an underground parking facility. This is a commercial site and a complicated one, and we're going into a pre-bid meeting on a almost $70,000 commercial project. I'm going to take you with me. I'm going to take you to the meeting. I'm going to walk through. You're going to go with me while we meet engineers, while we meet building restoration professionals, while we meet contractors. Okay, so this is the courtyard. What the problem is, we have water infiltration coming into the underground parking facility that is directly below us. We're walking on top of it. You're going to hear and figure out what the project is, which is basically we've got to shave almost 1,000, actually it's 1,100 cubic yards of soil off from the top of a building garage. So there's an underground garage. So we are underneath the plaza. This is the parking garage. And you can see the water infiltration coming in here, and what we've got to do is we've got to strip all this off, this entire area under here above, so that we can get the proper flashing in so the existing drain tile system that's in place can actually function. So imagine this is your garage, and then they've got this layer of soil on the top, and we've got to shave a portion of that off because they're getting water infiltration into it. And I use the bundle and save technique to do my pricing. What you're going to find is I'm going to give them a flat rate price for everything, and then they want on this RFP, request for proposal, a la carte pricing. And when I a la carte it, I add on, actually one of the items I a la carte, I double it. Literally take the number that I would do it if I bundled it, and I double it, because I don't want to do it without doing the rest of the work. So that's my incentive to them to hire me to do everything. So I'm going to walk you through this project. I'm going to give you pricing, and then you're going to hopefully learn how to bundle and save on your own. Imagine the possibilities. What can you do if you're not already doing this? What can you guys and gals out there do to give customers incentive to keep you around longer, to hire you to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing? Bundle and save, brother and sister. So this is phase one. This is the retaining wall that we drove by earlier. And what happened during phase one is the same problem that we're here for during phase two. This entire wall, this is the underground parking garage, was leaking. It was all water. In fact, here's a glimpse inside of the garage. So what we did in this case was we removed the existing walls. We built this retaining wall up, then we bridged it over the garage. That's actually the flashing for the garage, and then we built it back down. We pulled it off from the garage wall, and then we filled the entire void between the wall, a retaining wall, and the garage wall with 3/4 clear drainage aggregate. So this entire gap here, we imported hundreds of tons of drainage aggregate. And what we did is we peeled the dirt off from the top of the parking garage, hauled that away, had a waterproofing company come in, waterproof and flash the building, and then we put everything back in place. So and it's working perfectly. In fact, shows how we did that portion of it. We'll just walk down here. I think this wall is, 400 or 500 feet long. I don't even know. Here's another part of it. You can see the garage underneath. Let's look deeper into this, because this is where the plaza is, right above us. So the plaza that we're going to be scraping, we're going to exit there. We're going to come into this plaza here and remove all of this soil all through there. 1,100 cubic yards, and we're going to exit out down that way. So it shows you the extent of the work. I think it was probably a $250,000 repair that we had to do here a couple of years ago, and now they're just getting to the other portions that were having issues. You can actually see 6 hours ago we had rain. You can actually see how the wall itself is weeping. This is a great example. I tell my customers, I'm going to tell you the same thing. You should never see water coming from the drain tile. Here's a great example. There's the drain tile. The water's coming through the entire face of the wall. If water comes through the drain tile on a retaining wall, that retaining wall is in a state of failure because the whole wall should allow water to weep through. This is a prime example. You can see that the water, I'll back off, you can see that the water's coming through the face of this retaining wall equally. That's what you want. If the water's funneled through the drain tile, well, that means that everything else is clogged up in here, and the only thing allowing water to pass through is the drain tile. The drain tile is really, engineering companies will tell you this, structural companies that know retaining walls will tell you this. The drain tile is really for building managers and contractors and customers that don't really know how all the components of a retaining wall go together. It's a warm fuzzy. It makes them feel good because they believe it should have drain tile. When you build them properly, you don't need drain tile. Now, you be careful telling your customers that, because unless you know retaining walls like the back of your hand, I don't want you to get, the way my dad used to put it, your tit in the ringer. That means you get in trouble by misquoting things because it's easy to slap drain tile in. It's cheap, it's inexpensive. You see we have it here. You know why? Because it shuts people up. Oh, you didn't put drain tile in that retaining wall. That's why it's failing. That's an easy out. That's an easy way for people to get you in trouble. So just slap it in. Just stick it in. Even though retaining walls don't need it, stick it in and save yourself a lot of problem. It's one of those quirks where somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about points at anything they possibly can as an excuse or a reason. And trust me, as contractors, you guys are going to see it. Back to this job. Big job, complicated job, but we are going to break it down, make it simple.